Yo guys, how's it going? This is Biss Rugby. Ireland have just beaten Wales 19 points to 10 at the Aviva in Dublin. Here are three talking points from this huge match which has just happened. So make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video and subscribe as well. We're trying to hit 300 subs before the start of the Rugby World Cup, which is just under 2 weeks away now. We're very nearly there. So with your help, we can certainly do just that. So the big talking point from the match for me, the reason Ireland won was that they dominated physically. They showed this throughout the match, and we're going to look at an example of that in just a second. 3 tries are showing absolute strength, and we'll look at the first try in just a second. The stats for Ireland really back up their physical domination against this Wales side. Wales did start strong and got that try through Hadley Parks, but the second half really belonged to Ireland. The stats from the game: metres run 243 for Ireland, 142 runs, 63% possession for Ireland. Compare that to Wales' 37%. And then 67% territory, compare that to Wales's 33%. So Ireland playing in the right places, playing with the right amount of ball in hand, and also just dominating physically with the runs. And then Ireland had to make 60 less tackles than Wales, and tackling is so much more tiring than attacking. So Ireland dominated physically. They won the physical battle so much more than Wales did. They brought their A game to this one after their thumping, of course, against England a few weeks ago. They've beaten Wales twice now. And that's quite an achievement, really. Wales are a strong side, possibly a candidate to win the World Cup. Maybe not, maybe just as a Welshman I'm saying that. But the first point has got to be that Ireland dominated this game. Ireland used their set piece as a great base to launch their attacks. This try for Tad Furlong really just shows how they dominated physically, going through the phases, using their big ball carriers to get over the gain line. Conor Murray with quick ball, going through the phases, as I said before, and just presenting the ball easily for him. Ball here into Tad Furlong, and he crashes over for a great score for Ireland. Ireland dominated physically, as we saw from the stats. Wales will have to work on this if they want to beat the bigger sides in this year's tournament. The likes of South Africa will be huge and very difficult to get over their gain line and to put holes in their defence. But Ireland were patient and used common sense. Okay, so point number 2 is the injury to Rhys Patchell. Really bad news for Wales. Of course, Wales lost Anscombe against England to a hamstring injury a couple of weeks ago in Twickenham. And naturally then Warren Gatland stepped up and said it's between Jared Evans and Rhys Patchell for that number 2 shirt for who's going to be backup to Dan Biggar. Jared Evans got 40 minutes against Ireland last week, struggled. Patchell came on and had a great effect on the match. But he went off with a HIA, head injury assessment, went off for 10 minutes, did not complete the test properly, so was not able to come back on. Dan Biggar staying on the pitch then. It's not known the full extent of this injury, but I'm recording this video, I'm putting it out on the night of the match. So he's got 4 days before Wales fly out to Japan. So Wales fly out in 4 days' time. That will be the 11th of September they fly out. Will Patchell be fit enough? We saw what happened with Halfpenny against Australia. He got that injury and he was out for months. Let's hope that this isn't the case with Patchell. We want to see him at the World Cup, and I personally think that he will work better for Wales than Jared Evans. But if he's not there, then Jared Evans can step in, and I'm confident in his abilities. A young fly half, a really exciting, similar in style, really, to Anscombe, very different to Dan Biggar. But Dan Biggar will be the number 1 fly half, of course. But will Patchell be on that plane to Japan, or will Jared Evans have to step in for Wales with that head injury assessment? It is a concern, of course. Patchell played really well against Ireland and was coming back into form, and a few years ago for the Scarlets was probably the best fly half in the Pro 14. We want to see him back at that level, and if he can get to that level at this Rugby World Cup, him coming off the bench when the game is tight could be the perfect player. But we wait to see. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, who would you rather see in the squad, Patchell or Jared Evans? Let's get on to point number 3. So point number 3 is that Ireland are now ranked as the #1 team in the world. They take that title into Rugby World Cup 2019. The team to beat maybe, or do these rankings not really work? Wales, of course, were #1 after beating England in Cardiff, but then lost that against Ireland. New Zealand took it back, and now Ireland get that title, get that #1 ranking. Does it mean anything? Absolutely, yes it does. It's an incredible achievement. You know, we heard that New Zealand had been #1 before Wales for nearly 500 weeks. So that is quite an achievement in my opinion. I think it's a fantastic success for Joe Schmidt. I think he's been brilliant for Ireland, and with his final game at home, and for Rory Best as well, who's retiring. Big shout out to him, been an incredible servant for Ireland and for Ulster over the years. With him retiring as a #1 player in the world, #1 team, sorry, in the world, heading into the biggest tournament that we have in rugby, that is quite an achievement, I think, and something not to be underestimated. It'll give them confidence, maybe a little bit of pressure to go with, but confidence going into the Rugby World Cup that they can do something in this tournament. In my opinion, it's the most open tournament we've ever had, and it's an exciting opportunity for teams such as Wales, England, South Africa to really give it a go at this year's tournament. Oh, Ireland are ranked #1 in the world, an incredible achievement. Just a few other warm-up results just to let you know about. New Zealand played against Tonga. They won 92-7 against the Tongans. They were 45-0 up at half time. They scored 14 tries, 4 tries for one guy as well. Incredible result that. And then Australia beat the Samoans at 34-15, while England beat Italy 37-0, and Scotland beat Georgia 30-9. So those are the other results from the weekend that we've seen so far. Make sure to let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Ireland's chances at this year's Rugby World Cup, of Wales's chances. Lots of videos coming out on the channel, some previews coming out. We got Japan's preview, we got Ireland's with a special guest on there, we got USA with a special guest on there. Of course, we'll have Wales. We'll have so many teams over the next few weeks coming up here on BIS Rugby in the lead up to the greatest show on earth. So make sure to be subscribed so you don't miss them. Leave a like on the video, and as I said before, comment your thoughts down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again here on BIS Rugby. Peace.